position. The white and blue Lola T70. Gary Pearson gets them away extremely well as the race starts. Paul Knapfield in the red and white car going with him, though. Pearson having the inside line. Oh, it's very close. They touch. And Pearson spins right in front of the pack. Oh, my goodness. It could be trouble here. Well, I think they've managed to avoid it.
Yes, amazingly, everybody managed to avoid the spinning Gary Pearson. Paul Knapfield just moved across on him, elbowed him onto the grass at the apex of Madgwick, and Knapfield has got away scot-free. But as we see it again, the red Lola just moved across on the white one, and Gary Pearson spun across on the inside, came back across the road.
Let's take another look from on board Chris Chiles' car. Now, you'll see the leaders going into the first turn. Around goes Gary Pearson, and he then comes back across. Now, that's Adrian Newey, who only just missed him, and several other cars. It's a miracle that they didn't all pile into each other. Now, we're on board with Sean Lynn in the GT40. Bit of battling going on behind him, on down the inside. Chris Jolly, wow, finding a bit of space there. Gary Pearson's not far behind him in his recovery drive as well.
Yes, Gary Pearson's car is clearly completely undamaged. He's not a happy bunny.
What's going on? The chicane. It has been absolutely destroyed, and I think that was before the leaders came. That's Mark Hales in one of those cars.
Yes, Mark Hales was coming down the inside of somebody and left his braking impossibly late. You can't get two of these big cars through the chicane at once. He was going down inside one of the GT40s, Jürgen Volk's car, clouted the chicane. There's debris everywhere. And we see it again from another angle. He actually did hit Jürgen Volk's GT40 before he hit the barriers and destroyed the chicane completely.
Well, the safety car comes back in, and we're getting ready for this race to get underway. Paul Knapfield it is who leads from Jay Esterer in the Chinook Chevrolet. We're on board the third place car. That's Chris Chiles. Away we go then. Listen to the V8 roar as they power their way down towards the first corner. Magnificent cars, these.
Yes, Knapfield in the ex-John Surtees red and white Lola. The car in second place is the rare Canadian Chinook Chevrolet, built in Toronto by the Fager brothers. They only built two of these Mark II Chinooks, and they're both in this race.
Well, look at Gary Pearson. Remember, he spun right at the start of this race after contact with Paul Knapfield, and he's picking them off one by one, and he's up to fifth place already. It's a stunning comeback from him.
Yes, a superb drive by Gary Pearson, who's really got a point to prove now. No damage at all on that car, apart from a little scrape on the right-hand front wing, and now he's charging through to make up another place as they come up to St Mary's.
That's Laurie Bennett that he's trying to pass in the McLaren, and he does so. He manages to sneak through on the inside there. That Lola T70 is flying, but look at the two up front. There's not much gap between Knapfield and Jay Esterer either, and Gary Pearson wants to be a part of that. Chris Chiles is his next target in third place as the leaders come through. Knapfield just maintaining control at the moment after that remarkable Chinook, and look how much it slides around.
Yes, Jay Esterer has never been to Goodwood before, but he's driving extremely well, really pushing the leading Lola, but in fact pushing he is. He's trying to go round the outside.
Oh, they make contact. My goodness, they're actually hitting side by side into that corner, and we're back on board for third, and that's changed because Gary Pearson's gone into third. He's got past Chris Chiles. But my goodness, I'm amazed how physical this encounter is turning into.
Well, the Canadian-American Challenge Cup in the late 60s, Can-Am Racing as it was called, was always as close and physical as this. Knapfield still has the lead. Jay Esterer, who's never been to Goodwood before, driving the Chinook absolutely brilliantly.
And he's closing up again, isn't he? So let's just watch him as they come out onto the straight, kicking up the grass. Oh, and we've got a spinner there. That's the number 12 car of Jose Albuquerque, who has had a little... What is he doing? That's not quite what he planned. I think he got a bit carried away with all that horsepower.
Well, indeed, and a lot of horsepower at the front. Now, having failed to get round the outside of Madgwick on the last lap, Jay Esterer is going to, well, now he's going to try and go down the inside. That's a much better way to do it.
Oh, this is fantastic from the Canadian. He might be a rookie here at Goodwood, but that was a great move, and Jay Esterer takes the lead from Paul Knapfield. I'll tell you what, that Chinook is fast in a straight line. It's a bit evil looking under braking, but he's brave. Take another look at it.
Yes, a perfect move by Esterer. He just went down the inside. Madgwick is a long, fast double right-hander, and the inside is the way to do it. But Gary Pearson is now up with the man who pushed him off on the first corner. That's Paul Knapfield.
It is. Could this be revenge for Gary Pearson? He comes down the inside and he makes it look very easy, and he's done doesn't even lean on Paul Knapfield. He takes that second place. Now, can he chase our leader? He might have been pushed towards the back of the field on that opening lap, but I'll tell you what, he's got every chance now of catching Esterer. Another look at this, and he made it look easy.
Well, it's interesting that Knapfield certainly left the door open for him this time, I think feeling a little bit guilty about what happened on lap 1. Gary Pearson very smoothly through into second place.
So, the Chinook that leads this race could be under pressure now from the Lola T70 of Gary Pearson. And Pearson, of course, a massively experienced competitor. Oh, he's down the inside, but surely he's gone in too fast. There was a little bit of smoke as he locked the brake, and he indeed has gone too wide and lost 2 places.
Well, he's rejoined without any damage, but almost the only change made to the Goodwood circuit is that wider runoff area coming into Woodcote Corner. You go across the grass if you get it wrong, then you get back onto tarmac, you have a bit of grip, and Gary has survived to go back into this 3-car battle for the lead.
Oh, and Knapfield had a chance there up the inside. I think they may have been held up by a bit of traffic, and Knapfield has reclaimed it, but not for long, because here comes Esterer to take it back again. So it's the give and take of traffic, but I tell you what, Esterer is driving beautifully, and look at this, side by side again, and Gary Pearson retakes second place.
Superb driving from Gary Pearson after that early spin. A very, very polished and versatile historic driver. We've seen him here at Goodwood in so many different types of machines, and he's doing a wonderful job in this Lola T70. Look how close they were as he lapped the number 44 Wolverine Chevrolet.
Brilliant stuff, and Gary Pearson has been fighting all through this race, and look how close he is now to our race leader. You know, there's not much to... Oh no, he's in trouble actually. Arm out of the cockpit, he's waving Knapfield through. Well, I don't know whether that's something to do with when we saw him running out of brakes down at the end of the straight, but he certainly has backed off a little bit now.
Yes, my guess would be that Lola has used up all its brakes. Gary Pearson has been driving absolutely on the limit, and off goes Laurie Bennett in the McLaren. Huge spin.
Well, thankfully he's found lots of grass and not a tyre barrier. There's the Wolverine. What a wonderful name. But it doesn't look very healthy at the moment, does it? Smoking its way up the start-finish straight. And Morgan Christensen letting cars pass on either side. Up front, though, remember, it's still the Chinook that leads, with Paul Knapfield in second place. And Esterer could be about to make a bit of history here on this. Oh, he's got it all knocked up. Oh, my goodness. He's so nearly goes off. How did he get that back together? This could open the door for Knapfield, but where is Knapfield? Knapfield's not there.
Knapfield is off at the chicane. He's gone backwards off over the grass, reversed the car into the barriers. He's lost his second place. It's obviously very slippery there. Esterer nearly spun. Knapfield did.
Well, drama to the flag there, but Esterer taking the victory from Gary Pearson and Chris Chiles, with Sean Lynn fourth in the Ford GT40.
Esterer, fantastic in the Chinook. Oh, well, thank you. It was a lot of fun. A fantastic event here. It's I really love driving on these old tires. It's like driving on a gravel road.